Who do you think are going to the NBA Finals?
Yeah, look, I got OKC again. I just feel like coming out of the West, and I understand San Antonio's been waxing them this year. You know what's interesting? You look at Vegas, like Vegas actually still has Denver as the number 2 out of the West in odds on the favorite coming out of there. After those top 3 teams, pretty big drop off. Like Houston, but they got their warts. Minnesota, but they've got their bad days. You know, and other than that, like big drop off behind them. Out of the East, you know, everyone's darling Detroit, but there's a couple of things that's going on with Detroit. Like, you can lock Cade down, and if you lock Cade down and you get physical with the rest of that team, like, might not be as good as you think that they are. So, interestingly enough, Jason Tatum coming back tonight, right? Let's see what he does. Boston now, the odds-on favorite coming out of the East. I'm still taking Boston. Joe Mazzulla's coach of the year. He really is. You know, and it was an interesting swap out when they let Anthony Simons go, because he was clearly a top 5 guy, you know, coming for 6th man of the year, right? And brought in Vucevic and said, no, we need the size behind Nemish Queta. But like that's working. That is absolutely working. We'll see if Tatum gets inserted back in this lineup. We'll see if Jaylen Brown plays nice, but why not? You know, let's go Celtics, OKC.
I found it interesting what you were saying too about Detroit, and I feel like if you play Detroit, how Detroit plays everybody else, they don't like it either. So I think that Detroit, they have their moments, and Detroit reminds me. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Detroit reminds me of a great March Madness team that they could beat you one night and they can bully you, can do all that stuff. I have a hard time seeing them win an entire series that way because of just their offensive weapons. And I agree with you. Cade is great, but I feel like they just need one, maybe 2 guys short of being an actual, I think, presence in the East, in my opinion.
The thing for me is, right, with the Pistons is that they're going to have Cade and Duren only being the only consistent scorers on those squads. When you compare them to the New York Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Boston Celtics, and if maybe you want to throw in some team right now that is looking pretty high, the Charlotte Hornets. The way that they've been playing lately, it's been off the charts. But those 3 teams right there, I feel like they have more consistent scorers in a best of 7 throughout the whole playoffs. You got to play 3 series, then the Detroit Pistons will when they got to go to the second round and play one of those 3 teams, and it's going to be like, all right, who else is going to step up to be a consistent scorer out of Cade and Dirk? I don't really see anybody else, because Duncan Robinson, he used to be on my team in the Miami Heat, and I know damn well he is not going to give you 15 plus every single game.